Hey, welcome back to the AI Cyberland podcast, where artificial intelligence and cybersecurity collide in a hurricane storm, kind of like Sharknado, but better. I'm Bryce, and I'm here with the world's best co-host, Shelby.
Hello.
And we're your eyes and ears for all things in AI and cybersecurity, the breaches, the heroes, the breakthroughs, all that and more. So yeah, grab a drink, make sure your phone's locked, and let's roll. So Shelby, what's first off, I just have to say, for everyone that subscribes to the podcast, thank you for subscribing. Please, if you have not, subscribe now. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right, okay, Shelby, what's been going on in your world lately? What did you see anything cool in the cybersecurity space?
Yes, we have arrived. Welcome to the future, Bryce.
I knew we would make it. I mean, I was like 50% sure, but you know, here we are. I'll take those odds.
We made the cut. So yeah, we are here. We have arrived at the future. So we have, just in the last few days, we have jumped from the theoretical that everyone's been kind of talking about to reality. So let's talk through it. Researchers have identified what we think is the first case that we know of a ransomware op that's like conducted entirely by an LLM agent. So we knew this was coming. Everyone talked about it, and like now we're seeing it. So this research was done by a cloud security company called Cyic. And yeah, it's kind of a like watershed moment. This is a defining thing. So this, and I'll go into the details later of like why they think it was all run by an LLM, but basically it covered recon, exploitation, and extortion, just start to finish without a human operator. So yeah, let's get started. First off, they noticed it was very adaptable. If it hit an error or if its attacks didn't work, it didn't just try the same attack again. It would evaluate the response and try something different in response to what it just received. Whereas I don't know if it's human nature or what, but if I did it wrong once, I will try it wrong the second time just to make sure I got it wrong the right way. You know what I mean? You type in your password wrong and try it again. But no, it was very adaptable. In one sequence they observed, it overcame a failed login attempt and got access within 31 seconds. So that's nuts. Okay, so from start to finish, we'll talk through the attack that they observed. So there was there's a known vuln in Langflow. It's got a CVE. It's 2025-3248, and this is an unauthorized remote code execution, which gave them their initial access. The next thing they did is they dumped the database, collected host info. Right, so they're doing their reconnaissance now that they are inside, and then searched for environment variables as well as sensitive files. So they got creds. Next step they did was they enumerated a min.io object store. Here again, the researchers pointed out like this was a very adaptive approach because if they made an API call and it returned with XML instead of JSON, in the very next payload, it would adapt its parsing. So yeah, it was very attentive to what info was coming back to it and then adjusting to match it. It also established persistence with a cron job. So it was really just kind of checking all those boxes. It was, a nicely executed attack, it looks like. So they inserted a line into the cron job to make sure that a beacon would be sent back to their attacker-controlled infra every 30 minutes. And then they pivoted. Next, they went to a prod MySQL server, which was running Alibaba Nikkos, and I had to look up what Nikkos is. It's naming and config service.
Okay.
And they used root creds to get there, and they weren't sure where those came from. How did it get that? But it did. And here again, it used a known vulnerability to attack that Nikkos server. It was CVE 2021-29441. So this is interesting because right, we're using AI to do this attack, which has people scared, right? But so far in this, like, we were not seeing anything novel. These are like multiple-year-old vulnerabilities that are named and known and patched, right? And so while this is like, oh, it's scary that LLMs can do these whole attacks without any people operators, right? On the other hand, it's just, you got to up the game and like making sure you're patched, right? Because these are, I mean, in this case at least, nothing super novel.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely like a speed element. I think there's also like a almost like a tokenomics element here, right? Like how fast can you use AI to fix stuff, and what's that going to cost you versus how fast can the attacker exploit it, and what's that going to cost him, right? So, yeah, it's interesting. What was the like main reason that they were like so sure this was an AI agent or agentic code doing this versus like just like humans, you know?
Excellent question. I will get to that in just a moment. Let me tell you the end of the attack. So after they got onto the Nikkos server, they looked for container escape methods and then deployed the ransomware payload.
Nice. I mean, not nice.
That's
nice. Solid move.
Pay for their operation for all these tokens they're using, right? So they encrypted over 1,300 of those Nikkos service config items and then deleted the original copies and then left a note. You ready? Here's why we believe that each step of this was...
Was there M dashes in the note? Is it like a dead giveaway? It's like, clearly an AI wrote this note. It's M dashes everywhere.
Almost. So there are a couple like giveaways here, and it's kind of funny. Once you hear it, it like will make more sense, because I had the same question the whole time. I'm like, how did they know? How did they announce it, right? For one thing, in the Bitcoin address in the ransom note, okay, your items have been deleted, we stole your PII, blah, blah, blah. The Bitcoin wallet address is one that's used commonly in public documentation as an example address.
What? So they didn't even put the place to send the money?
Yes.
Like the AI script, like it did all the work, and at the very end to get paid, it was like, oh, I'll just put 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that's cool.
So I guess someone's not getting paid out today.
That is so much effort and so many tokens spent for so little return, you know? Like,
I doubt they'll make that same mistake again, because, yeah, they want to get paid.
Look, we gotta retrain this model. Does not obey instructions.
Use my Bitcoin address, but don't tell them my name.
Exactly.
So that
Bryce, am telling you, go ransom these things. Don't tell them I'm Bryce.
Whatever you do. Named Bryce.
Don't think about white elephants. Whatever you do.
Oh my gosh. Right? Or what was it? The goblins?
Yeah. Oh yeah, goblins. Oh yeah. Like we there's way less goblins in these results.
That's how they knew it was AI. It was from goblins.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's so funny. Yeah. So they said the encryption key that was used to encrypt the items was randomly generated, but not like actually stored or transmitted back to the attacker. Anyway, here's another dead giveaway.
How are they gonna? Oh, okay, maybe.
I know. I was like, so.
So if you pay the ransom, they have no way to get you back your files, I guess. Or...
Right. So I feel like this was a botched attempt. I don't quite understand. Like, if the key was not stored or transmitted, where's the key? Because you're gonna need that.
Maybe it's more like we just took your data, and if you don't want us to release it, then you got to pay us. Maybe that was the idea. I don't know.
I'll have to look at the ransom note again, but it does seem like they tripped the finish line after this well-executed attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple other reasons why they're like, yeah, that's an LLM. For one thing, it was self-narrating.
Look, it was like telling you what it was doing while it was doing it.
Kind of. So, like, they found, quote, detailed natural language comments in the generated code, which explained its logic and reasoning and how it was prioritizing, like, hosts to attack and stuff like that.
Well, at least it's commenting in its code. I mean, that's, better than most engineers. So.
Right, exactly. And then it's so funny that they call it, like, natural language, like, because coders don't use natural language. They're like, oh, definitely not a person.
They
This makes
more
things way too easy to
prefer
read.
expletives than natural language.
Right, which is hilarious. They're like, oh yeah, this documentation makes a lot of sense. So it was basically self-narrating as it went along. And it had a really fast attack iteration. So a number of seconds between, one attempt and then a pivot to a different attempt kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. I learned a new acronym. ATA stands for Agentic Threat Actors. So welcome, Bryce and our listeners, to the age of ATA. We have arrived.
I feel like we already had that acronym, and now it's been reused again, so that's not going to be confusing at all. So,
wait, what was ATA before?
Microsoft had like a ETA solution, right?
Cool.
Which is like Advanced Threat something. And maybe, they probably renamed it 5 times since then, right?
Funny.
But when you say like ATA, that's what comes to mind in my head. I don't even know if that's still
Gotcha.
the acronym for it.
And I wish we could have
Advanced
like one
Threat
meaning for
Analytics.
acronyms.
What's
Oh,
up?
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wish we had just one like meaning for acronyms. When you go to do a search, an internet search on an acronym that you heard and you're trying to figure out what it is, and it's like, are you talking about sprinkler systems? Are you talking about healthcare? Are you talking about the state of Missouri? Like, it could be anything, right? There's like a million meanings for like those letters. Anyway,
I just feel like if you're in the same like space, like cybersecurity,
Yeah.
like you should deconflict terms. Like, I mean, especially if it's like in the CISSP glossary or something like that. You should not be reusing
Good
that
point.
acronym. But that's just my personal
Yeah.
opinion, and it's the right one. So
get
you
your own
don't-
letters, people.
Get your own letter. Get better acronyms. Get better at making code words.
You ready for the very adorable name that they gave to this first of agentic attacks?
I
This
can't
operation?
wait. I can't wait.
Jade Puffer.
I don't think that works. Doesn't work for me because it doesn't relate to like BSD. Isn't BSD's logo the puffer fish, right? But I don't see any BSD in this exploit chain, so I feel like they've hijacked the puffer fish from the BSD community, which I don't think they're going to be happy with.
Does Langflow have an animal like logo or anything? Anyway,
No, they have it's like a wavy logo, like an ocean
Okay.
wave logo. So maybe that's why they did the puffer thing, because maybe it looks like they're like
puffers.
swimming in the Langflow. I don't think it's meant to look like an ocean. I think it's meant to look like, I don't know, like almost like a stock ticker that's going up. But they do like 3 of those, and so it kind of looks like an ocean wave. I don't know. That's my opinion. Hey, if you have an opinion on the logo and you think I'm right, put it in the comments below. If you think I'm wrong, put it in the comments below. Either way, put it in the comments below, so that I can win this bet against Shelby. So, or if you want me to lose,
I just can't get over how they put the wrong Bitcoin address in there.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I'm
come on.
still hung
That's
up on
like
that.
amateur hour. Come on, man. Come on.
That sounds like something I would do. Anyway, Bryce, what have you seen in the news lately?
Well, maybe these innovations that I'm going to talk about will enable the attackers to get the right Bitcoin address next time. So we got a bunch of new models that came out in the last week or so. So we got OpenAI. They released some new GPT models. So we got these 5.6 models now. And they have basically 3 versions. They have a Luna version, which is kind of, they're fast and cheap, which is kind of equivalent to Anthropic's HiQ model. You've got a Terra version, which is kind of like supposed to be like a best of speed and quality, which is kind of the equivalent of like a Sonnet model on the Anthropic side. And now you've got a Sol model, SOL, which is kind of like their flagship model, which is like Opus or Mythos or Fable, kind of in that bracket. So, and then inside of Sol, you have like a Sol Ultra model, which is like the top of Sol. So, the benchmarks look good on it. The vibes from people like my peer groups that have been using it seem very positive, especially for producing quality code. A lot of people have been using 5.5, the previous models, for coding requests, at least in my group of friends, and like they really like that, and these are producing even better results. Like typically a common workflow that I'm hearing from a lot of engineers right now is, which have access to multiple platforms, is they will use like the Opus, Fable, Mythos type models to do a lot of the planning and a lot of the like maybe like requirement spec design documentation. Like here's what we want to design, here's how we want to build it, and then they're going to like other models like that are faster and cheaper, like the Codex type models, to actually produce the code. Because once you have the requirements and how you want it built, you just need a model that can follow those instructions, right? So you don't really need a model that understands all the whole architecture of your platform or whatever anymore. So that way you can get code features or bug fixes out faster and at a lower cost. So that's a very common workflow right now. I'll be interested to see how the meta on this kind of changes, as you know, Sol is a competitor now in the same league as like the latest Opus or the latest Fable. And you know, I hear a lot of negative comments every day about Fable from my peer group, not because the model, but because that you just constantly hit like safety guards on Fable, right? Even when you're trying to do things that are not malicious at all, right? So and what it does is it silently drops you back to the Opus model. Not silently, it has like a little comment that scrolls by saying, I'm dropping you down to Opus, right? So you don't quite realize when you're in session all the time that like, oh, it's dropped me down, and that's annoying, right, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now I know some companies that are large, like the ones part of Glasswing, have access to like, you know, uncensored versions of these models and things like that, but I don't really count that as like a, you know, that's like a handful of companies at this point. So if you're privileged enough to have that access, good for you. But for the rest of us, you know, I think that, you know, there's something to be said, like Fable, you know, if people are running into the guardrails a lot, that's, you know, could be a reason that people switch over to Sol, especially if you can get the same level results out of it. And they are saying...
Is Sol the higher tier than Fable?
So Fable's like Anthropic's highest tier that publicly you can get, right? Because they don't give Mythos out publicly.
Got it.
And then Sol is like OpenAI's equivalent of it.
Okay, gotcha.
So maybe like Sol and Opus are kind of the same, and then Fable and Sol Ultra, right, are kind of the same.
Got it. Okay.
So you're kind of right there, and I mean, and then they're also saying that later this month that it's going to be running on the Cerebras hardware, which is Cerebras is a company that makes custom TPUs for inference that are crazy fast. So basically, there's two companies that have really good hardware. Well, I guess Google kind of has theirs now, but there's GROQ, so not the Grok that everyone knows, but the GROQ Grok. Makes specialized hardware that runs models super fast, and another company who's their competitor is Cerebras, which is now partnered with OpenAI, makes these cards that run the models super fast. So they're saying later this month they're going to have the model running actually on Cerebras hardware in their data centers, and if that's the case, they're already faster than Anthropic, and if they can get on those cards, they're going to be way faster. So it's interesting because like speed changes how you work with the models, in my opinion, right? Like it also changes like how much effort do I put into like building an agentic loop versus just like one-shotting it, right? And things like that. Because like if I know it's going to take a really long time, I'm more inclined to build these like agentic loops and just set them on cron jobs or loop jobs to run at set intervals. Because I'm like, I'm not going to remember what's going on 24 hours from now, right? So, but, you know, if I can, you know, give it a higher tier task and know it's going to keep cycling until it gets it done, then that's... And also, if it can get it done in the time in which I know what I'm still trying to do, then I can move it to the next task, right? So, which is not very long in my mind, I'll tell you that.
The kind of person who has lots of ideas.
I've described it as a goldfish before. I just can't remember what's going on. Like 1 second ago, I'm like, I don't know. I was like, that was minutes ago. I was like, you should see my brain since then.
Your speed of thinking is just too fast. You can't keep up.
There's definitely like it's definitely like a chaining thing, right? Where then there's no it's kind of like let's be honest, it's like an LLM. It's hard to trace back how it came to that decision. It's like, why am I on this thought right now? I have no idea, but I know I came here from a chain of thoughts.
That's so funny. Excellent.
Welcome.
Well, can I show you something new that I got?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
I've been waiting so patiently for my show and tell time.
Yeah, I want to see it.
All right, we'll see if I can get this without knocking them down. These are my new babies.
What?
It is 5 cocoons.
Wow.
From teeny baby caterpillars.
And these are caterpillars that turn into butterflies?
Yes. So
okay, good. Okay.
They're called painted ladies, painted lady butterflies, and they're supposed to look like monarchs. So it's been really fun, like checking in on them every day. They made their cocoon super fast. I kind of wanted to like see them making it, but I checked it at like midnight, and by the time I saw them the next morning, they were done. So
you need like a camera on it, you know what I mean? So you can get
that
like a time lapse.
I'm sure YouTube can come to the rescue on that. But yeah, no, it was really fun to watch them, and you can see where their little feet stick out, or like where they have like bumps in their cocoon.
That's
like,
pretty crazy.
Like little nubs. So that's fun.
That's awesome. That's great. I know my daughter's done that a couple times with her aunt, and they love it. So, and they do the reveal where they let the butterflies go. And
yes.
That's always fun.
Next week. Tell me about your vacation. How was your family vacay?
Yeah, it's great. We went out to Orlando, and I give you just a little teaser on it, and maybe I'll give a little bit each episode. But yeah, we went to Epcot, which is at Disney World, and we rode the new. I guess it's not that new, but there's a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster there. That's kind of like a Space Mountain, like you're inside a building and it's dark inside, but more modern than a Space Mountain in the sense that it's got giant projections across the walls, so you're like flying around the space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And the other part that's really cool about that ride is the carts turn, right? So if you're going forward on the track and they want you to look at the monitor over here, they shift the carts. So you're still going forward like this, but then now you're like watching the show as you're going by, which is just, it's just phenomenal. That's whoever designed that and executed it did a great job. And then it's Guardians of the Galaxy music while you're on it, and it's like each time you ride it, it's a different random song from like the 70s, 80s music. So that's a great ride. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So there you go. There's my slight update. If you like butterflies or if you like roller coasters, you should also like this podcast. Just saying, like the podcast, please. I need all the likes I can get.
We need all the love.
We need all the love we can get after trying to recover from that roller coaster. All right, I think that's all we got. That's a wrap for today. I know AI and cybersecurity moves really fast, but we're here to keep you on top of it and bring you a quick update each week, or I guess twice a week now. But yeah, until next time, stay safe and stay informed. We'll see ya.
See ya.